Would you look at the time? It's time for another video. Good day to your fellow adventurers here at Time and Space. It is I, the Cowardly Time Lord. Welcome back to Let's Read My Stories, Part 3. Chapter 7, Family Matters. Big Ears, call Spiderly. There's a rift in time and space, and I think it is Sliver McGiver. Gender, male, powers unknown. Now, I have to go into a bit of detail about Sliver McGiver. So, basically, he's yet another me. Version of me. Yes, I based multiple characters off of myself in my own story. But I originally wrote the character name. Well, I didn't originally write the character name. I originally meant for the character name to be Sliver McGiver. But I didn't know how to spell, and I still don't. I'm horrible at spelling. And it came out Sliver McGiver, which is a much better name. And you'll find out why eventually. And I need him hypnotized as fast as possible, said the mad scientist happily. I thought you said never to talk to her, said Big Ears questioningly, recalling what was said earlier. Sorry. Just had a bit of chocolate, so my throat's a little strange. She'll be happy when we tell her her father is back, said the mad scientist happily. Like I said, Spiderly, totally fictional character. Basically, if it's sort of like because this is a fictional story based around my life, so it's if I had an evil daughter. I don't know why I imagine myself having an evil daughter. I don't know. I just imagine, if, I don't know, an alternate reality, I'd have a very evil daughter. I don't know why. I just do. Finally in Kentucky, but what happened here? Asked Electronic worriedly. How would we know? Said the team. Okay, think tank. You stay here with Soundbeam, Lighter, Monk Owl, Stunter, and Flamer for 10 minutes. If Earth Eater, Rubber, and I are not back yet, come look for us, said Electronic worriedly. What's that over there? Asked Rubber worriedly. Dad, is that you? What has happened to you? What has Spiderly done to you? Asked Electronic worriedly as his right eye glowed gold and his left eye glowed purple. Oh, I killed your stepbrother and half-sister and told him I could bring them back. I told him I could bring them back, said Spiderly. Oh, I see. You thought you could get Earth Eater healed by your half-sister, said Spiderly while looking at Earth Eater and laughing evilly while her eyes glowed pure purple. Ah! Yelled Earth Eater in pain. Earth Eater, don't die. We can still figure out a way to heal you, yelled Electronic sadly. His power will come in handy, said Spiderly evilly, her eyes still remaining purple. What's that, Big... What's that? Big Ears? Sliver McGiver is back. I will be there right away. Just after I say bye to Electronic, said Spiderly, her eyes becoming the darkest purple you could ever see. Bye, Electronic, or should I say Dad? I'm off to hypnotize Sliver McGiver, or should I call him Dad? Under the control of the mad scientist who indirectly works for the cop. Gender, male, powers unknown. I know, unoriginal name, just cop. He's yet another version of me. I don't know. It's kind of twisted. What the original story I wrote for Sliver McGiver and the Cop is a very twisted short story that I never intend to post, because I wrote that thing in fifth or sixth grade, and it's one of the most twisted, dark works that I've ever written. That will never see the light of day ever again. I don't know. It's a twisted thing. I don't know why I ever wrote it. Or should I call him Dad? said Spidey while laughing evilly, her eyes becoming immediately bright purple. Sorry, son, but if I don't kill you, then I will not see them ever again, said Fighter sadly. Don't you see she has been hypnotizing you? Asked Electronic angrily, his eyes starting to glow gold. I can't give up on the last glimpse of hope that they are still alive, said Fighter angrily. I am alive. Your only true son. Does that mean nothing to you? Asked Electronic angrily, his eyes glowing brighter. Yes? I don't know anymore, said Fighter while fighting himself internally. I'm sorry I have to do this to you, Dad, said Electronic sadly, his eyes glowed bright gold. No, Electronic, watch out, yelled Rubber worriedly. No, Rubber, don't. If he kills me, let it be, yelled Electronic crazily as his eyes seemed to become pure gold. Ah! Yelled Electronic and Rubber at the same time. Electronic, Rubber, what's happened to you? Asked Flamer worriedly. Try to help them, yelled Think Tank worriedly. What about Fighter? Asked Monk Gal, not wanting to hurt her uncle. Make sure he is dead and stays dead, said Think Tank sternly. Why? Asked Stunter, also not wanting to hurt his uncle. Because that is what Electronic wishes, said Think Tank sternly. Chapter 8. Electronic and Rubber's Dream. Why did you jump in front of me? Asked Electronic, trying not to get angry. Because I thought you were going to die, said Rubber caringly. Great, now we're both stuck in this realm until we heal, said Electronic, trying to think positively. What? Asked Rubber, trying to keep in a good mood. This realm is where my mind gets sent if I ever run out of power or if my powers malfunction, said Electronic honestly. What? Asked Rubber worriedly. Basically, if I get badly injured, I get sent into a dreamlike state where I get healed, but since you jumped in front of me, Rubber, you came along for the ride, said Electronic as sweetly as possible. Why is this realm just for you alone? Asked Rubber, sitting down on a chair that appeared in front of her. It isn't just for me. We all are going to end up here, said Electronic, also sitting on a chair that appeared in front of him. Does that mean Faster, Flyhair, and Earth Eater are here? Asked Rubber, figuring out what Electronic's words mean. Flyhair should be here somewhere, but Faster and Earth Eater's souls were taken by Spiderly, so they can't enter this realm until we set them free, said Electronic sadly. What? That's horrible. Where did she get that much power? Asked Rubber worriedly. From her parents and exposure to time travel at a young age. Also, I have to answer every question you ask me truthfully as long as we are in this realm, said Electronic, being sweet. Why did Spiderly call you her father, and do you know who her mother is? Her father is me, from another timeline, and her mother, I'm afraid to say, is Hypno, said Electronic. Why am I, and I am guessing most of the other people in our group, older than they should be? Asked Rubber. Even I don't know. It doesn't make very much sense. It is like a weird dream, said Electronic. Where are my brothers? Asked Rubber. You aren't the only one missing siblings. After all, Flamer has 2 sisters. That doesn't answer my question. Also, I assume the reason my older half-sister isn't here is because you've never met her, said Rubber. That is correct. And the reason your brothers aren't here is because I don't know them well enough to put them in the story, and I've run out of ideas for powers, said Electronic, breaking the fourth wall. What? Asked Rubber. Nothing, said Electronic. Why didn't my power work properly? Why do you always protect me? Asked Rubber, guessing the 2 things are connected. Well, you see, I didn't want to tell you this, but your power really only really works against mental powers, and some like my mind reading can get through. Even if your power does deflect a physical blow like it is supposed to, you will still feel pain, said Electronic. So you feel like you need to protect me? Asked Rubber sweetly. Yes, said Electronic sadly. So can anything happen in this dream realm? Asked Rubber, changing the subject to a happier one while getting up to look around. Well, There are limits, but a beautiful, safe waterfall that is perfect for diving off is within the limits, said Electronic, Sweetly's left eye glowing a dim but sturdy gold. How did you know what I was thinking? Asked Rubber sweetly. My powers are coming back, and like I said, one of my powers is reading people's minds, said Electronic. What are all of your powers? Shooting electricity out of my hand, sensing electrical impulses, summoning small invisible rain clouds, seeing all possible futures, being almost immune to being hypnotized, and reading people's minds, said Electronic. What do you mean by being almost immune to being hypnotized? Asked Rubber, trying to figure out what he is saying. Well, if Hypno tried to hypnotize me, it would not work. But a beautiful girl could still hypnotize me with her look, said Electronic, hinting at something. So is that the true reason that waterfall is here? That is proper English, I'm pretty sure. That waterfall. That waterfall, the true reason that waterfall is here. The true reason no, it isn't. I don't know. I should need to get rid of one of the that's, I guess. Asked Rubber, figuring out what he's saying. Yes, said Electronic, leaning in for a hug. Then let's get swimming, said Rubber, hugging Electronic quickly before the two of them ran for the water. Ah, Rubber, I love you so much, said Electronic sweetly after getting out of the water and hugging Rubber. I love you too, Electronic, said Rubber, hugging Electronic back. Rubber, I must ask you a question. What do you like about my appearance? Asked Electronic. I love you for your personality, not your looks, said Rubber. I know, but even if you love me for my personality, you have like how I look a little. Like how I like your brownish blonde hair and your mystic brownish green eyes. Even though I love you for your personality, said Electronic. Okay, to be fair, I do like your blonde hair turned brown by many days without sun. Your body that is weak and looks as though it was never truly worked, but still shows that it contains great strength. Your beautiful blue eyes, which show frailty and strength, smarts and innocence, kindness and sadness, said Rubber. Thank you for being honest, said Electronic. What's happening now? Asked Rubber worriedly. Our time here is up. Time to wake up, said Electronic, a bit disappointedly. This chapter is actually the favorite amongst the few people that have read the story that I've shown it to. This chapter, because they think I wrote it really well for a romance. I don't know. You tell me. Did I write a good romance in there? I don't know. It's not very extreme romance, and it hints that Electronic wanted more than just a couple hugs and some time swimming, but not in a too creepy a way, right? I mean, and I thought her saying, like, being overly almost hurtfully honest with Electronic was pretty good, but I don't know, just my opinion. Chapter 9, The Plan. Think Tank, how long were we out? Asked Electronic somewhat sternly. 4 weeks, said Think Tank seriously. Where are we? Asked Electronic, standing up and helping Rubber up. Just outside of New York, said Think Tank sternly. What's Split doing here, or is he just one of his doppelgangers? Asked Electronic, taking a look at his surroundings. There's no soul or mind in him. It's just one of his doppelgangers, said Think Tank, trying his best to be helpful. That is good. I guess we changed the future. It is Split, but not Split. Also, the real Split will live, but his doppelganger will die, said Electronic, loving that he gets to say confusing stuff. That's good, but also confusing, said Think Tank, loving the confusing stuff as well. Big Ears, one of our monsters, has informed me that Electronic is awake. Is this true? Asked the mad scientist sternly. Yes, sir, said Big Ears, trying to be strong. So how is Sliver McGiver coming along? Asked the mad scientist, hopefully. He's officially Spider-Lee's slave, said Big Ears, worried about getting hit. Good. Wait. I thought you said that he was going to be my slave. Asked the mad scientist, so confused he didn't even think about hitting Big Ears. Oh, is that so, mad scientist, sir? Do you really think you can take me down? Asked Spidey, not really caring, while her purple eyes pierced the very atmosphere of the room. I've killed 2 of our enemies alone. How many of our enemies have your men killed? 1, and they didn't even really kill Flyhair. She sacrificed herself, said Spiderly before the mad scientist could answer. Ah, Spiderly. I didn't know you were here, said the mad scientist worriedly. I'll be taking Sliver McGiver to the Dream Realm now, so give me your portal, said Spiderly Lazy, her eyes glowing a dim purple while she picked at her nails. What? Asked the mad scientist. Oh, right. That was a different you. The one with the bunny ray gun. Darn it, is hard to live with this power, Spiderly said to herself, her eyes barely glowing purple at all. Never mind, I shall create my own portal to the Dream Realm, said Spiderly, already tired. Ah, the shackles of the Dream Realm are breaking inside of me, and that can mean only one thing. There is a portal to the Dream Realm nearby. It will most likely only remain open for 24 hours before it closes. We need to get in it before it closes, said Tron commandingly, as his eyes glowed a terrifying gold. Where's the portal? Asked Monk-Owl. Inside the mad scientist's fortress, said Electronic sternly, forcing his eyes shut. We are going to need backup, said Think Tank honestly. Think Tank, we can't. We've both seen Split's death, said Electronic worriedly, his left eye glowing purple. Yes, but I was thinking about more of a distraction, said Think Tank cunningly. Well, if you get them here, I can come up with a plan, said Electronic, his eyes becoming their normal blue. Of course that will be easy, said Think Tank, getting himself ready to teleport reinforcements to them. What? Where are we? Earthshaker, Bouncer, Split, and Viz and Krana falling over each other. New York, you are here to help us. So Shaker, gender male. Powers makes things around him shake. Relation to Electronic step-cousin. And Bouncer, gender male. Powers bounces off of everything. Relation to Electronic cousin. Welcome to the team. And Split, and Viz, and Krana. Welcome back, said Electronic happily, as he helped them up. So what is your plan then? Asked Think Tank, knowing the plan ahead of time. Shaker, Rubber, Bouncer, Lighter. Think Tank, Stunter, Soundbeam, and Split's doppelganger. You are with me on the main raid. Flamer, Split, and Viz, Monk-Owl, and Krana. You grab their attention, said Electronic, commanding his right eye glow gold. Big Ears, send out the 9-horned, one-eyed, flying blue people leaders with ninja swords and 8 arms, said the mad scientist sing-songingly. I completely forgot I put that in. Oh, I'm so tired right now, but this is too good. Okay, sir, but why did you make those things? Asked Big Ears. To scare people. Why do you ask? Asked the mad scientist, somewhat angrily. Those monsters just remind me of a song, said Big Ears happily. You realize if we survive, you are fired. With real fire, right? Asked the mad scientist calmly. Yes, sir, said Big Ears sad and worriedly. Plan is working well so far, said Lighter happily. You did not just say that, said Electronic worriedly. Poof. I had been wondering how long it was going to be before I got my chance to kill someone. Wait a minute. That was a doppelganger, wasn't it? Asked Tufu, sadly, as he peered behind the group. Tufu, it has been a while. Where's your master, Mofu? Asked Electronic while laughing. You will not get far enough to find out, said Tufu angrily. Electronic, let me take care of this one, said Lighter, hopefully. Are you sure you want to do this, Lighter? Asked Electronic worriedly. Yes, go on ahead. I'll catch up later. Go. That was Art's correct voice. Yes, go on up ahead. I'll catch up later. Go. said Lighter somewhat wearily. Mofu, you can stop this now. I know you are there, said Electronic while looking at the ceiling and holding his gold necklace, his eyes glowing as gold as his necklace. Ah, darn it, said Mofu angrily while jumping down from the ceiling and turning visible. Sunbeam, Stunter, you take care of this one, said Electronic. Yes, sir, said Sunbeam and Stunter. Oh yeah, said Half Thief, coolly while dancing. Half Thief. This could be too easy, but Shaker and Bouncer, take him out, will you please? Asked Electronic while being annoyed, and taking off his glasses and rubbing his eyebrows. Oh, you don't want to fight me anymore? Said Half Thief while dancing. Think Tank, duct tape, please, said Electronic sternly. Mumbled Half Thief while trying to talk through the duct tape. It seemingly just appeared on his face. Why did I write this character in, I bet you're asking yourself. Well, for none other than this scene, so I can imagine the character I based the person I based Half Thief on getting his mouth duct taped and just in this situation with people with superpowers around him. Like I said, too easy. Just hurt him enough to make it so he can't follow us, please, said Electronic while rubbing his eyebrows. Yes, sir, said Shaker and Bouncer. Ah, big ears. And the mad scientist himself, or should I call you the Matt scientist? Said Electronic mockingly, then realizing what he said, feeling happy the universe didn't tear apart. Yes, I reveal what the true name of the mad scientist is. His name is Matt. Well, Matthew, which is why the universe didn't rip apart my story, because technically Electronic didn't say his real full name. And not his last name, because I wouldn't even know Matthew's real last name. I just remember an annoying person in my life being named Matthew, and being the inspiration for the character, the mad scientist. You did not just say that, said the mad scientist, also happy the universe didn't tear apart. Forgot that was the next line. Think Tank, take care of Big Ears. I'll get the mad scientist, said Electronic happily. Just like Faster would have wanted it, right, old friend? Asked Think Tank somewhat happily. Right. Mad scientist, this would have never happened if you hadn't betrayed me all those many years ago. We could have been friends. In fact, we were friends, said Electronic, holding his gold necklace, with his eyes yet again matching his necklace. What? Asked Cerber. Same thing with Half Thief. Of course he was an enemy before he was a friend, and then he betrayed me. You two are the main reason I have trust issues. I have always had trust issues. I'll see you in the dream realm anyway, so in you go. Think Tank, throw Big Ears in, said Electronic commandingly, his eyes glowing a strange gold. Yes, sir, said Think Tank happily. What did we miss? Asked the rest of the team. Not much, but it's time that you guys and gals finally caught up. But it's good that you guys and gals finally caught up with us. Well, the portal is here, but not all of you are coming, said Electronic sadly. What? Asked everyone except Think Tank. Shaker, Bouncer, Monk Owl, Flamer, Split, and Viz and Chrono. You have to stay here and make sure that nothing escapes, said Electronic sternly. Stunter and Soundbeam, you have a choice whether or not to come. So Electronic commanding, we shall come with you until the end, sir, said Stunter and Soundbeam happily. Okay, but Lighter, Think Tank, and Rubber, you are coming with me, no questions asked, said Electronic commanding. Okay, let's go on through, said Think Tank, Lighter, Rubber, Soundbeam, and Stunter. Chapter 10. The Story of Sliver McGiver. The story started on a day in January 2018. I walked up to the bank ready to rob it, and I did. I took off with the money. But how in time and space was I supposed to know that somebody 50 years in the future was going to make a time machine and accidentally bring me to the future and give me the superpower to travel through time, and also the power to control wood and be smarter than almost everyone? I decided to go back in time and fix all the things that went wrong in my life, so I could finally bring Worth back to the Clardy name like my great-grandfather would have wanted. I managed to do so, but I was then trapped in the rift without knowing the monster I had unleashed on humanity. That monster was me. I wound up back at the bank, and there I was, ready to fight the other me. Then I spotted someone down below. The next thing I knew, the bank was gone, and I screamed no. "Where am I?" asked Sliver McGiver. "Why have I been brought back?" asked Sliver McGiver. "You will be my slave now," said Spiderly. "What are you?" "Of course you wouldn't know me in your timeline. Let's just say I'm the one who's going to use you to destroy Electronic," said Spiderly. Chapter 11. The Cop. My story starts when I was 4. I was saved by a man. He kept showing up and saving me. I became a cop when I was physically 18, but thanks to my time travel power, I was mentally 100, without any of the usual problems that would come with that. I kept on using my power to see the future, and my power to travel through time to stop crimes, until I came across a really weird incident. I could see it, but I couldn't find anything about it in the future. It seemed like a normal bank robbery, so I went to stop it. Then I found out it was the man that had helped me out for so many years. Then I realized that if he was evil, then what he had been doing must have been evil. So I decided to stop him from stopping me, stopping whatever I was doing. Now, if that isn't a paradox and a half in a sentence, I don't know what is. As I changed things, stuff got weirder and weirder, and eventually I wound up at the bank, and he was there ready to fight me, and I spotted someone down below, and the bank disappeared, and I screamed no. Lucky for me, time and space were my allies, so I wound up in a dream realm, and I found out the love of my life was in a nearby realm, and she was being called Hypno. I took her away from the one called Electronic. He didn't even really care for her. So I took her on an adventure through her time, and she gave birth to a daughter while we were on a pirate ship in the year. This is one of the weirdest. This is another weird line that's not really explained or has any reason for it. 1550. And we named her Spiderly, and then we went to the year 2050 to raise her, where I took over the world, or what was left of it anyways. But I sent her back when she reached 18 years of age to find out more about Electronic, and if necessary, kill him. Chapter 12. The end? ? But we know it isn't the end, because there's at least 16 chapters if you count the prologue and epilogue, so that means this story is far from over. But that is the end of this episode. So, this is the Cowardly Time Lord signing off and saying, have a good day, or whatever time it is, wherever you are.